Good morning, students. It's our next topic of chapter number 5, rights. In our previous class, we were already discussed about the meaning of rights, the various definitions of rights given by Lasky and Markham, etc., or the UN Charter, Universal Declaration of Human Rights of 10th of December 1948. The UN General Assembly adopted the resolution related to rights. Then the nature of rights, or the importance of rights for a human dignity, meaning of claims, kinds of rights, or difference between the rights and claims. Or under the kinds of rights, we were discuss about the political rights, that right to vote, what is the importance of right to vote, right to be elected, right to hold the public post, right to recall and right to criticize the government. Now today we will discuss about the civil rights and the social and economic rights, the religious and educational rights. So under the civil rights, there are many parts like the freedom of attributary assets, rule of law or equality before law, right to petition, state's protection given to family, the privacy of correspondence, or the freedom of speech, assemble, or demonstration and association. So the freedom of arbitrary arrest means a person cannot be detained, arrested, or imprisoned except according to the procedure laid down by the law. No person can be punished for the same crime more than once. Means we don't have a right, means our authority, our police department and the other association uh, which is responsible to maintain law and order in our society is not have a autonomous right to arrest any person without having any strong reason or without having any arrest warrant. And no person can be punished for more than once for the same crime. Likewise, no one can be forced to be evidence against themselves. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights proclaims that no one can be subjected to the arbitrary arrest or detention. Next, the rule of law or equality before the law. The state should provide rule of law. Citizens should have similar law for them throughout the country. There should be no differences or disparities between the rich and poor. Equal punishment should be given for the same offense. Under the fundamental rights, equality before law is very important, and it is provided by the constitution and guaranteed by the constitution. The Indian constitution declares related to equality before law that the state shall not deny to any person equality before law or equal protection of laws within the territory of India or within the territory of that particular area. Now, right to petition. Citizens should have the right to draw the attention of government towards their genuine grievances. For this, it is necessary, required, important, and must that they have given the right to petition either individually or collectively. Means if we are not satisfied with the decision of the lower court or with the decision of the government or with any policy of the government, any program of the authority, we can go we can go through the petitions for the justification, for the clarification. And it means not that it should not be treated as an anti-government activity. It is not treated like anti-government activity, because maybe it is for the clarification, a proper clarification for the society. Generally, opposition political party and the opposition political representatives, they use these type of activities to provoke the anti ruling party ratio in our society, but sometimes it is for the welfare of the society through any NGOs and through the public prostitutors. So it may not this that detention is a type of anti-government activity. Now the state protection given by the family. Now the UN declaration on the human right declares that marriage can take place only with a free and full consent of the spouses. The state should make educate safeguard for protecting the freedom of that family. Now, the privacy of the correspondence. The law should ensure the privacy of the citizens' correspondence, the telephonic calls, the telegraphic communication, etc. Means no one have a right to interfere in our personal life and make a check on our personal life. So, if it happens, then we can simply claim for that. And it ensures that no one may without lawful grounds enter the home or any resident without the letter concerned, without informing, without any information, that no one is allowed to enter in our house, or without any search warrant. Now, freedom of speech, assemble, demonstration, and association. Laws should protect the freedom of speech, freedom of expression, right to assemble, right to demonstrate peacefully, and the right to form association. These are the rights which are also in the fundamental rights and guaranteed by the constitution and protected by the constitution, that we have a right to speech and expression. We can deliver our ideas, we can raise our questions, whatever in our mind related within its own limit. It is mean. Now, right to assemble and demonstrate peacefully. We have a right to assemble anywhere, but peace in a peaceful manner, related and fulfill the criteria of that related area. If we are assemble and demonstrate peacefully, then no one can try to control our demonstration. But we demonstrate negatively, or its impact will negative, or it is we use the violence, then definitely police can control the demonstration and control the demonstratives. So and we have a right to frame various associations for the welfare of that community, like the trade unions and the association of private employees, the association of government employees related to other various field. These freedoms provide the self-contentment to individuals and strengthening the ability of individuals to participate in the process of decision making. Means we have a right to raise our voice in front of our government. And this system of the peaceful demonstrations, the rallies, and to raise our voice in front of government, this continuously strengthening the democracy and the democratic value. These things made the democratic model successful. Now, the next thing is the social and economic rights. Under these social and economic rights, right to work and livelihood, right to educate wages, right to basic needs, right to old age and sickness benefit, and right to property. So, first we will discuss about the work or livelihood. Citizens have a right to work. Every individual has a right to work or educate means of livelihood. A man is willing to work but not getting work, then who would how would he earn his livelihood? In that situation, it is the prime responsibility of our government to provide various employment opportunities in front of these type of people. Now it is the responsibility to state to facilitate the conditions in such a manner that every citizen gets an proper opportunity to fulfill his needs. The state should also provide some unemployment benefits uh, to those who are unable to get work, like the unemployment that is unemployed youth getting some allowances through the government, so unemployed allowances, these type of things. And the state should also fix the hours of work, the conditions of work, the limited criteria of work, that these and the categories of work, that these are the hazardous works and these are the comfortable zone works. So it is the prime responsibility of our government to provide the basic calculative conditions in front of the citizens for their work and livelihood, so they can easily get or fulfill our day to day life basic demands like cloth, food, shelter, etc. Now the right to adequate wages. An individual has the right to be paid adequately for his work. He has a right to get access to clean water, health, housing, and sanitation. Under this or related to this, Lasky wrote that the right to an adequate wage does not imply equality of income, but it does not imply that there must be a sufficiency for all before there is a super utility for some. Means equal wages for equal work, these type of tendency should be followed by our government. Now, right to basic needs. Every man has the basic need of food, clothes, shelter, sanitation, water, healthcare facilities, etc. It is the prime duty of the state to see that these are no wide disparities of income and wealth in India, and everyone is able to fulfill his basic minimum needs. We are already a growing economy, poor nation, a nation whose backbone is already broken from years ago, and so many times it is. And corruption also plays an important role to not to heal that broken backbone. So in this condition that the income and wealth in India and everyone is not able to fulfill their basic minimum needs, so it is the prime responsibility of the government to provide the basic facility in front of them. Man's right to live and fulfill basic needs should be provided by creating conditions, basic conditions, positive conditions to a minimum standard of living. For this, our government already provided that the ration shops and the BPL cards and the Jan Dhan Yojana, these type of policies framed to fulfill the basic needs and to provide the basic employment opportunities in front of the poor community. Now, right to old age and sickness benefit. According to the UN Declaration of Human Rights, it declared that every individual has the right to security in the event of unemployment, sickness, disabilities, widowhood, old age, or other lack of livelihood in circumstances beyond the control. Social security benefit laws have been made in US and India. These type of acts done with the help of UNO, WTO, etc. Now, right to property. Democratic states recognize the right to property. Writers believe that in order to create an incentive to work, it is essential to have property as a right. State identify or recognize that right to property subject to the conditions that the property may be acquired for public purpose. Likewise, the people deprived for their property get a competition from the state, state to state competition and compensation through the state. In India, right to property is a legal right. Previously, it is under the fundamental rights, but at present, it is a legal right. Now, the next or the last types of right is religious, cultural, and educational rights. Now, Under this, right to religious faith, right to worship, right to preach, and right to education are under this right. Education means education related to their own culture, their religion, etc. Now, on the issue of faith, religion is a matter of personal faith. A citizen cannot be deprived of his right to personal faith on any ground, or any ground, any issue, and any means it is a personal opinion that in which religion, in which god and goddesses we have our own faith. Worship, citizen has a right to worship any god and celebrate any religious festival, or all god and goddesses, and celebrate all religious festivals. It depends on that particular person, and it's his own right. The state treats all religions equally and does not show special interest in any religion. In India, it happens that there is no official religion of our nation. We treated all the religions equally. Likewise, it is the duty of the state to see that hatred is not spread in the name of religion, because we in our nation we already face a huge, I mean, a black spot type of partition, the division of hearts. Or India, we can also say that India born with the painful condition of division. So these we already face, and still our nation face the negative impact of that religious division, the two nation theory proposed by Muslim League or Muhammad Ali Jinnah. So we already face these type of things. So to remove the identification, or to remove the condition, negative condition from the society, our nation is not consider any religion that official religion, only say that all religions are equal and treated equally. Now the religious priests and missionaries have full freedom to preach religion, to support their religion, to make popularize their own religion. However, no religion preaching or conversion should be based on force. Like the freedom of preaching is a subject to the condition of maintenance of public order and dignity. Now, the citizen must be provided with the proper means of education by which they can follow public debates with interest and participate intelligently in social, political, and cultural process of their country under the right to education. But right to education does not mean equal education for all. Obviously, people differ in their capabilities and aptitude, and therefore all of them are not fit for the same type of education. So in that situation, it is necessary for everyone in the society should have a certain minimum standard of education, which is requirely for him or her to be a citizen in a meaningful sense. In the addition of this right to education and mentioned rights, there can be some other rights like right to recreation, right to cultural association, right to open minority educational institutions to protect their minority community, right to protect their family honor, etc. The list of claims and rights is endless in this scenario, because everyone have his or her own demands. So these claims are recognized as rights only if they are justable, means only the demand fulfill, the majority demand fulfill, that in that situation where the demand is beneficial for almost the society, not for any single community or the individuals, and enforced by the state. In part 3rd of the Indian Constitution provides the rights in the chapter of fundamental rights, like right to equality, right to freedom, exploitation against, right against the exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, rights to the constitutional remedies, and right to primary education. So next topics we will discuss in our next class.